Okay, so let's talk Vallejo and what the market is giving. So I'm gonna pull up my screen and we're gonna go through this together. These stats are public information. You can see it. They come out like every month when the market adjusts. So we're gonna talk Vallejo, and we're gonna talk, trends, demand, where people are moving to, and where they're moving from. So if they're moving into Vallejo, where they're coming from. If they're moving away from Vallejo, where they're going to. So let's just start with Vallejo housing market and trends. In August of 2025, Vallejo home prices were up 2.1 compared to last year. So no, there has not been no crash yet. Selling for a median price of $526,000. On average, homes in Vallejo sell after 43 days on the market compared to 35 days last year. And that is very true. Homes are staying on the market a lot longer. They're doing price cuts just because they were overly priced, because a lot of people still think that they can sell for COVID prices. That's just not the case anymore with the higher interest rates that it's been for the last few years. Now we've finally seen a rate cut. Things may start to change. And then if we see more rate cuts, definitely things will start to change, right? The homes won't be on market as long, etc. So median sales price, as we said, 526. It's up 2.1. Number of homes sold, and you can kind of play with this. And here's the cool thing I like to do. So let's just look at this. So we know like 2022 and 2023 were not good times, right? Like, all right. So look how low this was in 2022 of November. Slow time. Then you get February too, right? Let's check this one. The number of homes sold, 78 this year, right? But look at this, January, look how low it was. It was under 60, okay? So then you go back to the next dip. This is kind of how you analyze stocks too, right? January 2025, we know this year off to a bad start in January. Market was just like at a halt because no one knew what was going to happen with the president and everything. So definitely see that dip here. Then you start to see it climb. As always, kids are getting out of school. Boom, boom. Okay, and then we see a little dip in June. June was super slow this year, all around, like compared to what it typically is, and so we kind of see it evening out, as you can see. So I really like this information and this data. This is the median days on market. Let's take a look at that January number again, right? Or the February, sorry. So days on market, when the time was when the number of homes were sold, it was less. But look, the days on market is higher, right? When homes sold less. It's interesting data right there. So let's take a look at median days on market. This is June 2023. Also not a good time, right? Even though homes were selling a lot faster. So this would probably be about 22 days. They were selling pretty fast. Okay. And then we look at June. You can kind of see things are staying above the 40 mark, okay? And this is just the last 3 years. You can kind of play with it and go to 5 years. So, how hot is the Vallejo housing market? Okay, it says it's very competitive based on data. Homes sell in 42 days. We just went over that data. Many homes may get multiple offers, some with waived contingencies. It really just depends on the home, to be honest. I have a home in Vallejo that's been listed for about 40 days, 30 some days, and there have been no offers. And so I think it really depends on home. It depends on layout. It depends on location, street. Buyers are getting pickier and pickier, right, if they have to pay a lot of money, which is understandable. So the sell to list price is 101%, so it's selling above list price. Mostly homes sold above the list price. Or sell to list price, sorry. Homes sold above list price. I like to look at this February number, right, because we saw a lot of changes in that 2023. So wow, it was like below 20%. Okay, that's a big dip. And then right here we are above 40%. So home prices with price drops right now, there are a lot of price drops, a lot. And I would say the reason for that is because people want those prices that they were getting, in 2020 and 2021. The market just hasn't shifted that way. and I'm not sure if it will. So you're seeing a lot of, agents do price drops, including myself, because homes are staying on the market longer. So got to keep sellers motivated and wanting stuff. And just because you see a price drop doesn't mean the seller's going to take that number. So it's just to get more people in the door. This is interesting data right here. Where are people moving from into Vallejo? Hawaii. That's cool. People leaving Hawaii to come to Vallejo? What the hell? In South Carolina? Okay, this is interesting data right here. People are leaving Vallejo for Sacramento. More land, cheaper prices. That makes sense. Oregon, I guess. San Diego, I love San Diego, so nothing there. And then Miami, Florida, I would assume for taxes and just way of life. Yeah, so this is very interesting data. If you ever want to take a look at this, you just type in Redfin and housing data and you'll find it.